Yeah, so far. All right. On the next story, the Academy admits they were wrong for allowing Will Smith stay at the ceremony after hitting Chris Rock. Oscars Awards boss Janet Yang has come to state that the Academy would now respond differently to how they dealt with Will Smith slapping comedian Chris Rock on the Oscars stage last year, ahead of the 95th Academy Awards ceremony, which is scheduled to hold on Sunday, the 12th of March. The American film producer told Good Morning Britain that the Academy would respond more swiftly in removing the person should a similar incident happen this year. She, however, confirmed the Academy has a team of people and even security on hand to defuse any issues this year, while also backing the decision to ban Smith from the ceremony for the next 10 years. Just so you know, the Academy was heavily criticized for allowing Will Smith to remain in the audience and even getting on stage to accept his own award after attacking Chris Rock on stage. Will Smith went on to win the award for Best Actor for the movie King Richard, which is a biography sports drama film which is based on Venus and Serena Williams' father, Richard Williams. Right there on stage, Will Smith apologized to the Academy and fellow nominees, saying, Love makes you do crazy things." Afterwards, there were calls for Will Smith to be stripped of the honor. He, however, kept the award, but he was banned from the Oscars and other events hosted by the Academy for the next 10 years.
I totally like the fact that, Oscars is taking this step because somebody can take a cue. Okay, so there is something about when people adore you and they're not thinking whether what you're doing is right or wrong, but because they adore you or they have made you their role model, they want to follow the same steps that you have, they want to follow your footsteps. And that is why when you hear stuff like if you're a broadcaster, you shouldn't incite certain things. Like you talk about stuff, you have followers and they just go. In fact, I don't know whether you have noticed this before, that on a radio station, you would have somebody call. The first person will call. And somehow it might just be that everybody who's calling is just going in the direction of the first person who has called or something. So I like the fact that they are dealing with their mistakes because it was a big mistake because, the show just continued as if nothing has happened and because the person who they have slapped did not even react and so he carried on with the, with hosting the show. And so they felt that everything was just cool like that. What if, because I think that another person wants to do, I want to steal the show. And then we just come on and say, since somebody got away with it, I will try it again. So on their own part, I think it's good that they're actually nipping that in the bud. They are making provisions.
I agree.
So let me tell you that the Academy Awards, the Oscars, has not been talked about as much as this particular one.
So are you saying that it's now good
so I feel like they even rode on the wave.
Of course.
To be honest. When we were all sitting down, nobody, in fact, I was not watching Oscars. I was doing something else. I just saw on social media, Will Smith slapped, and everybody just
went
in.
there, yeah.
They had a lot of audience, a lot of viewership, so they rode on it. Don't worry about it.
And guess what?
They rode on it.
Even took the shine off the people that got awards that day.
Of course.
Even the person that was getting award at the time that, it took the shine off the person, which I feel is not good at all, and they rode on it. And I think, again, because I'm going to bring Chris Rock into this discussion again, so I think that no matter how people want to take sides and say that they support Will Smith because Chris Rock had said something that got him annoyed, I would say again that, in a public space like that, and then you did not even retaliate, and then you carried on and everything went smoothly like that.
To be honest, at some point, I thought that it was staged.
Yes.
I thought it was staged.
At first, I was like,
waiting.
Yeah, we all thought it was staged.
I thought it was staged. I saw, oh, man.
So I don't actually think the Oscars' plan was to ride on it at that moment. I think there's a shock factor that people overlook because there are sometimes, notice that if there's like a car accident that you were in, for the next maybe like 15, 20 minutes, you can't function. So I think that is something that's never happened, which is why they also didn't even have measures in place for in case something like this happens. They never thought it would happen. So I think when it happened, everybody was just shocked. And show just continued with the show.
So why you have management who are in charge of certain things.
So that's
not
why
the people that it happened to.
All right, so that's why I said the Oscars themselves were in shock. I don't think they expected it to happen.
Aside the Kanye moment at the Grammys, this has to be the most talked about
yeah.
No,
award
in
show.
fact, this is
the most talked
yeah, this
about.
is the most talked about. Are you joking?
So-
All right, and that's all we can take on the entertainment news.